Charles Bronx Oliveira. A man who's climbed from the streets of Brazil to the top of the lightweight mountain. A man who's been counted out, doubted, beaten, and still came back smiling.
People think of Oliveira as not being a monster because there's times that people have beaten him. Like Paul Felder smashed him, Cub Swanson KO'd him. Guys have beaten him, but he got better. See, he's been around a long-ass time, but he came into his own over the last few years.
Welcome back to Octagon Freak, your home for everything UFC and MMA. Today, we're talking about one of the most loved fighters in UFC history. This is the story of Charles Oliveira, the man with no haters. We'll break down his journey, his fighting style, his legacy, and why he's earned the respect of every single fan and fighter out there. So hit that like button, subscribe, and let's dive in. Charles Oliveira's story doesn't start in glory. It starts in the favelas of Guarujá, Brazil, a place where survival wasn't guaranteed. As a kid, Charles didn't have much. His family struggled.
Minha mãe e meu pai não sabem nem ler nem escrever. Meu pai sabe bem pouco. Meu pai e minha mãe trabalharam em 2 empregos. Minha mãe trabalhava de faxineira na escola e ela saía de lá e ia para casa do dono da escola para trabalhar de faxineira. Meu pai trabalhava na feira, vendendo ovos e trabalhava no matador, irmão.
At one point, he even suffered a severe illness that doctors said could end his ability to walk. But fate had other plans. He recovered, found Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and everything changed. At just 12 years old, Charles started training in a small gym with borrowed gear and big dreams. He was chasing purpose.
E, mano, eu falo muito isso, o esporte ele salva vidas, sabe? E a gente não fala, né, acho que deve ser a mesma coisa, mas a gente não fala assim, pra você fazer o esporte, pra você ser um lutador. Não, a gente quer que a pessoa viva do esporte pra ela, tipo, ter uma vida melhor, sabe? Ter um corpo melhor, ter um espírito melhor. Eu acho que quando você faz um esporte, você tem isso, sabe? Você tem um corpo melhor, você se sente bem. Você tem um espírito melhor, você acorda melhor, sabe?
Fast forward a few years, multiple jiu-jitsu titles later, and Oliveira was making waves in local MMA promotions. Then, in 2010, at just 20 years old, he got the call to UFC. That debut? A submission win over Darren Elkins. The world saw it.
Hello, San Diego! Hello, thank you, UFC! Thank you, San Diego!
The kid from the slums was a problem. But the journey wasn't smooth. Over the next decade, Charles went through ups and downs. He bounced between lightweight and featherweight. He missed weight. He got knocked out. He lost fights he should have won. But through it all, he never stopped smiling. Never stopped believing. Because deep down, Charles Oliveira was building something that couldn't be broken. If you watched Oliveira early in his career, you saw flashes of brilliance. But over time, those flashes became fire. He went from a jiu-jitsu prodigy to one of the most complete fighters in UFC history. Let's talk about what makes his style so dangerous. First, the ground game. It's legendary. Oliveira holds the record for the most submission wins in UFC history, over 16 and counting. His transitions are smooth like water. He doesn't just hunt submissions, he creates them out of chaos. Give him your neck, your arm, or your back and you're done. It's not just jiu-jitsu. It's art. But that's only half the story. In the past few years, his striking has transformed. He's no longer just a grappler, he's a finisher in every sense. Look at the fights against Michael Chandler, Tony Ferguson, Dustin Poirier, and Justin Gaethje. He stood toe-to-toe with all of them. He dropped them. Hurt them. Finished them. His striking is sharp, technical, and fearless. He walks opponents down, eats shots, and keeps coming. Pressure, precision, and pure confidence. And that's what makes him special, the combination of danger everywhere. Ground. You're in trouble. Stand up. You're in trouble. Every moment against Oliveira is survival mode. By 2021, the world finally caught up to what Charles had become. After years of grinding, he faced Michael Chandler for the vacant lightweight belt at UFC 262. Round 1, Oliveira gets dropped, almost finished. Round 2, he comes back, lands a perfect left hook, and ends it.
And it was a short left hook that put Chandler down. That was the beginning of the end of that contest, but boy, was it nice.
Charles Oliveira, UFC lightweight champion. That night, every fighter, every fan, every critic knew this was destiny. He went on to defend that title against Dustin Poirier, then beat Justin Gaethje, cementing his legacy as one of the greatest lightweights ever. Each time, same story: Oliveira gets hurt early, survives, then finishes his opponents. It's almost poetic. He thrives in chaos. He doesn't just fight opponents, he fights through adversity, every single time. So why does everyone love him? Because Charles Oliveira represents everything fans love about fighting. He's humble, soft-spoken, always smiling. He never trash talks, never disrespects. He gives credit to his opponents, thanks his coaches, and dedicates his wins to his family and Brazil. Even when he loses, he handles it like a champion, respectful, grateful, ready to come back stronger.
At that time, it was Khabib time, now Charles time.
And that's rare in today's MMA world of callouts and controversies. Charles doesn't need drama to sell fights. His fighting speaks for itself. He's authentic, the same man inside and outside the cage. Fans don't just cheer for him, they believe in him. Because when you watch Oliveira, you're watching someone who turned pain into purpose. Let's talk legacy. Charles Oliveira's UFC record is one of the most decorated ever. Most submission wins in UFC history, most finishes in UFC history, former UFC lightweight champion, over 30 professional wins, many against top-tier opponents. But beyond numbers, his real legacy is his evolution. He's a walking example of growth, how a fighter can fail, fall, and still rise to greatness. His advantage over others: adaptability and composure. He doesn't panic under pressure. He finds openings where others see chaos. His fighting style is a blend of danger and beauty, BJJ roots, Muay Thai power, and a fearless heart. He's the embodiment of modern MMA, complete, creative, and cold-blooded when the cage door closes. So there you have it, Charles "Du Bronx" Oliveira, the man with no haters. From poverty to the pinnacle, from being doubted to being adored, Oliveira's story is more than fighting. It's about faith, resilience, and staying true to who you are. He's proof that you can rise, fall, and rise again and still keep your smile. But now it's your turn, fans. Who do you think Charles Oliveira should face next? Can he reclaim his lightweight throne? Or is his best chapter already written? Drop your answers in the comments below and let's talk about it. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss anything from Octagon Freak. Until next time, keep it real, and I'll catch you soon.